Students, once you are logged in to the Runestone online textbook that we are using for this AP Java class, you should see Minic Java 2020 in the upper left corner. If you don't see that, if you see, for example, CSAwesome, you are not going to be getting credit for any activities that you did during that session. So immediately make sure, whoops, sorry, ignore that. Make sure that you are logged in. Right now, I'm logged in because I can see that I have a chance to log out. So deductively, I can reason backwards that I'm therefore logged in. And I don't really like dark mode to the person that's in front of me right now sitting for display purposes in this classroom, in this video, but there is a theme that you can use to keep your eyes nice and clear at late nights when you're working with this. Please don't go in and change anything in here. Let's see, edit profile, if there is anything tantalizing there. No, don't change your profile. They don't really have anything worth changing. And other system settings that you may or may not. Never change the course. That would be like changing to my Python Runestone set of materials. That would throw everybody off. Right now, I'm not giving assignments during the school year specifically, but that could change in a week or two. The practice area is like a little code window where you can go in and type code, but I didn't set that up because we have something called Replit that's kind of better than their practice area. And that's about it. Don't try to change your password. That would throw me off. I have it set for your school password to be used. And progress page, that's important. You can see your progress. This is not very user-friendly here, this recent activity. It's a bunch of like server stuff. But over here are the chapters that line up nicely with the AP College Board Computer Science A curriculum. And for example, in chapter 2, where we learn about data types actually we learn about strings in section 2.6. There would be a way for you to see how much of the material you've studied so far. Now I'm logged in as a student who hasn't done anything yet, so it's showing like nothingness. And my first name is A Student 1, and my last name, by the way, is A Student 2. Okay, let's get back to the main traction. So by clicking up here in the corner is the way that I always get back to like home. That takes you to the like sort of table of contents of this textbook. They do have a navigation system that's quite understandable. If say you're in section right here that you're going to be reading really soon, variables and data types, up here in the location bar of whatever browser you're using, which is hidden on some phone devices, but theoretically it's there somewhere. There is a rhyme and a reason to the names of these locations. So topic 1.3 variables.html does line up with this page. Now I just popped in on a random page and I'm scrolling down to mark it completed without doing any of the interactive activities on the page. At the bottom, you can always try to fake the teacher out and say, I read this, and then click that. You now, on your progress page and in the instructor's view, it shows that you sort of got started with something in that chapter. But did you really understand it? No. And did you do any of the activities? No. So if this were like green, I think it is, that means you did all of the activities on some specific area. But yellow means you got started, and black means, well, you haven't even clicked on anything yet. So the teacher can see if you're making adequate progress with his or her expectations. In an AP class, this is expected that you keep up. You find time in your schedule to read the textbook as it's assigned, and when necessary, read ahead. This lines up perfectly with the AP exam, so reading ahead is not going to be fruitless. Unlike some textbooks that are used, where you'd be reading a chapter that you didn't even know yet because the teacher didn't explain it, isn't covered on that AP exam. Okay, back to the main headquarters. The last thing I want to say in this intro view is about these activities. So on some pages, on some of these sub-pages, each of these are like a slide or a web page. So on some pages, like say Replit right here, there isn't anything, if you scroll up and down, interactive for you to do. It's just a matter of reading. So mark it completed, and just know that theoretically, I could give a quiz on anything that you allegedly read. Not that I will. Then you click the arrows wherever or touch them on your iPad or phone to go to the next subtopic. But on some of the pages, they have these activities. I'm just going to find one real quickly. Here's one. They have these activities. I just got off that page. I'm sorry. Yeah, here's one. Start, pause. This takes a lot of time to do this pretest. I don't want you to start this. This is actually 21 pages that emanate from here. That was a bad example of something to show. Here, this is it. But I don't want you to do this survey yet either. It's not really going to help my class. So I'm going to another subpage here. Finally, we're at one of these pages where you have some interactive elements. For example, YouTube videos. I'm actually not sure if they can tell whether you clicked on that play button or not, and if that's associated with a task that you get points for. 1.2.1 YouTube, FC, whatever. But here's one, I'm scrolling down, that is a classic interactive activity. Save and run. So this is what they call an active code window. When you click save and run, it runs the code. So you just got credit for something. So there is a system of grading behind the scenes here that gives you credit for clicking these like buttons. Sometimes you have multiple choice questions besides the active code window save and runs. Grace Hopper's moth. That's the bug in computer program, the original bug. Okay, right here's one of the activities where you drag and drop things. And when you think you have the answer, you click check. And they tell you whether you're right or wrong. And then you can get embedded help sometimes. Sometimes they limit the number of chances you get. Now, the teacher will see how many bad attempts you made. And not that that's going to enter into your grade for this course, but in Runestone, you will see evidence of you not being perfect, which I expect. If you found the answers online somewhere and you were able to do all the embedded questions here perfectly, well, that would be suspicious to pretty much anybody, especially me. I know where the typical flaws are and where students like sometimes mess up because I teach something slightly differently than it's explained here. Not that I want that to happen, but it could happen. Okay, have fun learning as you go here interactively. Some of the multiple choice questions I will use, like this one right here, as to on quizzes, either Schoology quizzes, asynchronously, or in-class quizzes. Some of this content is easier than other content that I emphasize in class, like print versus print LN. So I consider it fair game. Now, if you get these wrong, you can always check and then learn from their explanations. So it's kind of good to get them wrong and see what the explanations are in some cases. Okay, don't forget to mark things as completed if you honestly, conscientiously did it. And just stay logged in because nobody else is going to be able to log into your personal device. I would recommend. Okay, hopefully that helped, and have a great day.